Welcome everyone to this presentation of the University of Lille. I am Alexis Houlet, in charge of the international promotion of the University of Lille. And today I am joined by my colleague Arélis Ardiles, in charge of the communication at the International Relations Office. And we are also pleased to welcome Ms. Nolwenn Luquet from the French Embassy in Ghana, in charge of university cooperation. She will speak later about the services offered by Campus France agencies in your respective countries in Africa. And we hope that this presentation will meet your expectations regarding your future education in France and at the University of Lille. So in each slide, you will find a QR code located at the bottom. It will redirect you toward an online form where you will be able to put your personal information, what you want to study at the University of Lille. Once you have uploaded your answers, you will receive directly an automatic email with all of the information regarding the level of study you want. So from bachelor to doctorate, but also French courses and summer schools and postdoctorate. You will be able to flash the QR code during all of the presentations. And okay, we are ready to start. So the University of Lille is a French public higher institution located in northern France. We have more than 1,000 partners worldwide, and I would like to highlight the fact that this webinar is focused on students wishing to realize a complete degree at the University of Lille. So we call them free movers. If you want to perform like a 6 months up to 1 year international mobility exchange, I would advise you to make contact with your current university in your country to see if there is any partnership between our institution. And if yes, you will be able to apply to realize like 6 months to 12 months at the University of Lille, but you will not be awarded a degree at the end. So I will speak a little bit about the University of Lille, some key figures, and you can see here on the screen a picture of the university library located on the scientific campus. So the University of Lille is a French public higher institution. We are the biggest university in France regarding the number of students. We have more than 80,000 students coming from all over the world, and they are registered in one of our 16 faculties, schools, and institutes. Among our students, we count nearly 10,000 international students coming from more than 150 different nationalities. So don't be afraid. If you are coming to study at the University of Lille, you will not be the only international student, and you will also meet students from your country, so you will not be alone. The University of Lille is a multidisciplinary university covering a large range of areas. So from law, economics and management, to healthcare and sport, to science and technology, and finally to arts, literature, languages, humanities, and social science. The only training we do not have at the University of Lille is regarding the religion studies and the veterinary studies. So here on the screen, you can see our 16 faculties, institutes, and schools. Students will apply at the University of Lille, but will be registered in one of them. So we will speak a little bit about the city of Lille, because the University of Lille is located mainly on the metropolis, and the cities around Lille, all connected by the subway, so very easy to access from one campus to another. And we like to say that Lille is located at the center of Northwestern Europe. We are the third biggest city in France by population and the most attractive cities in terms of jobs and housing. We are located 1 hour away from Paris by train, 1 hour and 20 minutes away from London, and only 35 minutes from Brussels in Belgium. The city of Lille counts several higher education institutions, and the city counts more than 100,000 students. We were also ranked among the top most welcoming cities in the world. So I think that you will enjoy your stay in Lille and northern France. So the city of Lille has a lot to give, and you will discover rich cities regarding the architecture style, reflecting Spanish occupation and a blend of Flemish and French cultures. And the city was awarded the following status, you can see on the screen: City of Art and History since 2004. We also have a dynamic region and metropolis regarding multinationals headquarters located in Lille or the cities around, with a lot of innovation clusters like Eura Technology, Pleine Image, Eura Santé, Blanche Maille, and Eura Matériel, which take a part in the French Tech Lab. We also have strong connections at the University of Lille with regional scientific partners. So the National Institute of Health and Medicine and Medical Research in CERN, the National Institute for Research and Digital Science and Technology in RIA, Lille University Hospital, the Pasteur Institute of Lille, and finally the National Center for Scientific Research, CNRS. So now I will let Arélis speak a little bit about our teaching programs of excellence, and I will get back to you with some other information later on during this presentation.
So the city of Lille, but also the University of Lille is also well known because we have different in a variety of teaching programs of excellence. So you maybe have already heard about the Erasmus Mundus Masters that we already have in Lille. So we have 10 of them in different areas that we are going to show you later. We have more than 40 dual degrees, so that give you the diploma of the University of Lille, but also the diploma of another university working on that program. 30 bilingual courses, 26 courses fully taught in English, 20 languages taught more, obviously including French. But we also have 4 main programs which are called graduated programs. These programs are actually international courses related to 4 main topics. So you have precision health, science for a changing planet, information and knowledge society, and changing culture, society, and practices. And I think that Alexis will give you later more information about it. So if you want to come to the study to study in Lille, so you can in your plan of coming to Lille and get a diploma, you can start your career in a bachelor degree and then goes up to the PhD programs. You can start a master's degree and then continue in doctorate, made a bachelor, made a master, and doctorate like isolated. And all the programs and information are in our catalog that you can actually get when you flash this code. But what about the fees? This is a very important question because most of the international students, you ask us what actually are the prices for the programs. So you can see actually on the screens that we have the bachelor degree takes 3 years, and you have the prices there. And then a master degree that used to have a different price if you were an international student, but at the University of Lille. So we decided to keep the same price for a French student or an European student that an international student. So you can see that it goes to 234 years instead of more than 2,000. And then the doctorate or PhD actually degree, so it takes 3 years as well. And depending on the subject, actually the time that you are going to spend on that, and you also have the price on that. You can also find this information on the website, and you can also actually get this information if you go to the Campus France in your country.
Thank you, Aurélie. So the University of Lille was recognized as excellent by the French state in 4 research hubs. So precision health, sciences regarding climate change, digital sciences, and humanities, and some parts of the humanities thematics. So thanks to the funds we received from the French government, we developed 4 graduate programs. 3 of them are completely fully taught in English. So the health, science for a changing planet, and human-friendly digital world are fully taught in English. And then we have the graduate programs focusing on social sciences, economics, and humanities, which is mixed between French and English in the language of the program. So I will talk just after about it. So we have the first graduate programs focusing on precision health. So one master's is fully taught in English, and it's called Masters in Biology and Healthcare. And we have also a PhD program because what I want to highlight is that the fact that the graduate programs, the master's part of the graduate programs, are designed to train you in a research mode in order to continue after the master's degree to realize a doctorate, a PhD degree with us or in another university in France, but we would rather prefer to see you realizing the PhD program with us. So I will not talk about the courses within each of these masters. You can find the list of the courses directly on our website, and the more easier way for you to receive the information is to scan the QR code available on each side to fill in the form, and you will automatically receive information, and we will be able to send you after that, after the webinar in the days to come, the information regarding this master's or another one. So second graduate programs focusing on climate change sciences. So here we have 9 master's degree focusing in physics, chemistry, biology, and earth sciences, fully taught in English. So you don't have to have a certification in French. So it's recommended to have some basics in French in order to live in France, obviously. But regarding the registration at the University of Lille and following the courses, if you only speak English, fine. But it would be a perk for you to speak a little bit of French in order to live correctly in France and not to be alone and speak with nobody. I would like also to inform you that you have the list of the masters. We have M1 and M2. M1 stands for the first year of master and M2 for the second year. Some students and international students are allowed to apply for the second year of some of the master's degree we have, but for some of them, the representative of the master do not wish to see international students or French students applying directly for the second year. That is why we have crossed out the masters, which does not allow international students to apply directly in second year. It means that you have to follow all of the courses from the first year because it's more theoric. And in France, generally during the second year of the masters, you need to realize an internship during the last semester, which lasts 6 months. So at the end, students applying only for the second year will only receive like 3 to 4 months of classes and then an internship. So that's why some professors do not like students to only realize the second year. We have then the graduate programs focusing on computer science, data science, nanosciences, mathematics, physics, biotechnologies, cognitive sciences, and philosophy. Same thing here, you have the list of the 10 master's programs, and with the M1 and M2 opened or not on the different platform we have for application. And finally, the tricky graduate programs, because here you will only have 3 masters fully taught in English: globalization and the world economy, cultural diversity and economics of globalization and European integrations. The rest of these masters are fully taught in French, so you need to have the certification, a B2 or even a C1 in French, because in humanities and social sciences, professors would like to receive international students who speak very perfect French, because it's more, for example, in the law and juridical sciences, it's focusing on the French law, and students need to speak a perfect French in order to follow the classes, etc., and to pass at the end of the year. Some of them are crossed out, but we will talk about it later. It's because it's another path to apply, and Aurélis will talk about it later. What is it interesting for you regarding the graduate programs is that we receive funds from the metropolis of Lille and from the French state to attract international students. And to attract international students, we developed scholarship programs only dedicated for the masters I've presented just before. So international students who live outside of France can receive nearly 9,000 euros a year. It's for you to find an accommodation, pay the rent, pay the grocery, the daily life expenses, and it will allow you to prove to the French embassy in your country that you will have enough funds to live correctly in France and to focus 100% on your study. As I was saying earlier, during the master, you have an internship during the second year, and the graduate programs offer the students enrolling in this master a scholarship up to 3,000 euros to fund the mobility expenses. For example, a student who will want to realize its internship in Japan or Australia will receive 3,000 euros, and students who wants to go, I don't know, to Spain will only receive like 300 euros, and it will depend on the location of the internship. You will find all the details about the calendar, the documents you need to gather to receive the scholarship. The calendar is around March to April each year. So first you will apply for one of the masters. If you are selected, the responsible of the master will send you a link directly towards the graduate program's website, where you will find the deadline, the documents you have to gather to apply. And I would like to highlight that you have to apply directly with us at the University of Lille in order to receive these scholarships. Yeah.
So before starting with this slide, so we saw that you have some questions on the chat, so we will have at the end the time to discuss about them. So don't worry, we are going to answer later. So Alexis was talking about these kind of programs where you have another way to apply, where you cannot actually apply directly to the University of Lille or through the Campus France platform. So we have these European degrees, which are called Erasmus Mundus. So these Erasmus Mundus, so they are actually a program which was actually designed by the University of Lille and other European universities, which means that in your program, you will study part of your studies here in Lille, then another maybe in Spain, in Italy, depending actually on the collaboration inside. So you have the list on here. So we have 10 at the University of Lille. There is still this one called MITRA, which is actually on transnational migrations. So far is it closed because they are renewing the process. But if you're interested on that, you can go actually on the website of the University of Lille. And then once again, if you flash the QR code, so you can send us your questions and your background to help you actually to give information about this purpose. For the others, as you can see, every time, as soon as you get the PowerPoint, so you will have actually the main link for example, for this one in advanced spectroscopy in chemistry, in biorefinery, in paleobiology, geoconservation, and applied paleontology, pharmaceutical material science, advanced study mechanics, sports, economics of globalization and European integration, sustainable drugs discovery, and another one, an Euro-Asian Master in Medical Technology and Healthcare Business. More than these 10 programs, you also have more than 40 actually, dual degrees, which are in difference actually to these Erasmus Mundus. So you have the University of Lille that create this program with another university here in Europe or outside Europe, giving you actually the possibility to get 2 diplomas. So for all these programs, you can once again go to our website to get information, or if you know already one of these programs and you are interested on that, so you can send us some of your questions using the questionnaire that you can find actually on the slides.
So another opportunity for you, for those of you who need a scholarship to go to study in France, we have what we call the France Excellence FL Scholarship Programs, designed only for master's degree and doctorate students. So it covers 7 fields of study, covering a large scope of thematics, so biology and health, ecological transition, maths, digital sciences, engineering, history, French languages, civilization, law, political sciences, economics, and management. All of them are covered by the University of Lille, so you will be eligible no matter which master's or doctorate you wish to perform at the University of Lille. The amount is around 10,000 euros a year. So it changes a little bit between the master and doctorate level, and the duration changes also, because the master's is only for 12 or 24 months, and the doctorate up to 36 months. The main eligibility criteria that you need to keep in mind is the age limit. So you cannot apply if you are above the 27-year age limit for the master scholarship, and you need to be outside of France and registering for the first time at the University of Lille or in France in general in order to receive the scholarship. For doctorate students, it's a little bit different. You need to be younger than 32 years old, and international students already in France can apply, but only for the doctorate level. In order to receive this scholarship, based on the academic profile, background, your grades, your diploma, your university of origin, etc. You need, once you apply to one of our training in master's or doctorate, to talk about it with the responsible of the master's or your thesis supervisors, and she or he will complete our internal application file on your behalf and send it to the General Office of the International Relations Office at the University of Lille. Then we will send all of the application to the French state with internal deadlines. So I would recommend you, if some of you already applied to one of our master's or doctorate at the University of Lille, to contact the supervisors or the responsible of the master's degree to get more information about the FL scholarship and to prepare the documentation that she or he will need to send to the General Relations Office. So our doctoral schools, the University of Lille hosts 64 research units in all of the research thematics you can imagine. So we have 7 doctoral schools in which students register, and it's quite different from licence, which is bachelor, and master's for master's degree. The doctorate is not like enrolling to follow courses during a master's. Doctorate students or doctorate researchers are researchers under a professional contract, a working contract at the University of Lille and more generally in France, in university. You will receive a contract for 3 years in order to focus 100% of your research topics, and then at the end, defend your PhD thesis. In order to apply to a doctorate at the University of Lille or in France in general, you have, we like to say at the University of Lille that you have 3 paths, 3 options to apply. The first one is to look at the doctoral schools and the research units of the University of Lille websites in order to see if there is any job offers concerning the doctoral level. If they publish a job offer, you can apply, and luckily for you, if you are accepted, you will receive a contract during 3 years with a monthly salary in order to live in France and to develop your thesis. The second option is to, if you do not find any thesis in your research, you can contact directly researchers in one of our research units. Present yourself, explaining your background, academic backgrounds, your grades, your notes, etc., and explaining why you want to perform a doctorate at the University of Lille, what is your subject, and if the researcher is convinced, he can see if there is any funds available within the laboratory, or together you can apply to, for example, a call for application of the European Commission, the French state, foundations, companies, etc., which can fund your 3 years doctorate. And the last option for you is maybe to start over a master's degree at the University of Lille and to perform your internship during the 2nd year in one of our research units, get to know better the thematics developed in one of our laboratory, get to know better the researchers, and then maybe gain the opportunity to realize a PhD with us. So this is the 3 options. And for those of you who are interested in the doctorate level, I would recommend you to scan the QR code and to fill in that you want to perform a doctorate with us, and you will automatically receive a fact sheet stating the 3 paths, the contact of the doctoral schools, the labs, etc., in order to search a little bit the website.
You can also come to the University of Lille to learn French if you are not from a French-speaking country. So we have at the university the French, the largest actually higher education institution from French teaching as a foreign language, which is called DEFI. You have actually two times in the year to enroll classes in French. Know that if you have already some basis knowledge in French, but you are like between A1, A2 level in French, so you will need a B2, C1 level. It depends actually on the program that you want to follow. You will take at least 1 or 2 years to learn French. So you have the possibility to actually enroll these classes into a year program or also into 1 semester or 2, it's up to you. And then it's already open actually the pre-registration for the 2nd semester that starts in January. So the pre-registration actually is open since the 1st of October and until 22nd October, so next Tuesday. You have some application fee that you're going to pay, so 100 euro to come to apply it actually for the pre-registration that they are not deductible or reimbursable. So keep that in mind that you're going to pre-apply, and if you're not sure actually that you can come or get your visa or be here on time, so please do not apply if you're going to lose your money. So classes can follow actually a 1-year path or 2 semester. If you see actually in terms of tuition fees, you will see that maybe it's more convenient to get 1 year instead of 2 semesters. But once again, it's up to you and depending actually what we are planning. It is important to know that even if you come to study French, so you will need a visa actually from your country, from your embassy to come to France. So take the time actually to prepare all this before coming and not apply if you are not sure to get the visa on time. So all the information related to the language courses, so you can find on the link actually that is there on the website and that you will receive later on the presentation. So here's where we are going to welcome Nolwenn. So we are going to explain you a little bit how it works actually to apply to the University of Lille when you are an international student. So I assume that most of you, if it's not the case, so please let us know. But I assume that most of you are not European, so you are actually a candidate from other countries that are not actually inter-Europe. Which means actually that you are going to follow 2 paths. So the first one is the possibility if you are not actually an European student, but you live in France. So you have a procedure which is called DAPVET. So it is the prior admission request procedure for bachelor degrees. Or if you are living, for example, in Ghana, or other actually African countries, so living outside of Europe, of France, sorry. So you have actually to apply from Campus France procedure if your country is actually covered by the procedure of Campus France. So you have to go to Études en France platform. So I think that Nolwenn will explain you that later. And the other path is actually if you are not from a country, I mean, if you are for a country which is not actually covered by the Campus France procedure, so you have actually to go to your embassy, French embassy, to get the application on paper.
So this information on the screen only covers the bachelor level. And just after, we have the slide concerning the master's level, and you have the list of the countries covered by the Campus France application process. So you can find if your country is covered or not covered. And if you apply as an international student who are not a European citizens, you need to apply through Études en France if you are living in one of these countries. And if you are living in an African country not covered by Campus France, you need to follow the classic application process like the French or European candidates.
You have to take into account that there are other possibilities to apply. So for example, we explained you before, if the program that you want to follow is closed on Études en France, but it goes actually through Erasmus Mundus degree, so you can apply directly in the platform of Erasmus Mundus degree. There are some double diploma that ask you to apply at the same time on the platform, the university, and the platform actually from the other university working on the diploma. So for all these cases, so you can go once again through the platform of the University of Lille website and then get for the information about the application. But I think, Noel, you will have more information to give specific information from African students.
Thank you very much. So I will not reply what Alexi and Aurélie said. It was quite clear. Just to inform you that you really have to pass through the platform Études en France. So I sent you many links in the chat with all the contact information of the different Campus France office and the link to the platform and other link for scholarship. So I really invite all of you to check the chat to have all those things. What can I say about the platform is also that you will have to pay a fee to use the platform. It's mandatory, but actually it will allow you to have all the guidance you need to do your study project in France. I know that some agency exists in every country and they are selling their services to help you to apply. But to be honest, you don't need them because Campus France will cover everything for you and it will be cheaper with us and it's mandatory to pass by us too. To apply through the Études en France platform. So I know the name is in French, but don't be worried because the website is also in English and in Spanish. So you will be able to change the language. You will need some documents, especially a CV. I encourage you to check how is it to write a CV when you apply to a student program in France, because I know the format is not the same. For instance, you can use an Europass CV, or you can use a template on Canva or Word. You will need a motivation letter where you explain why do you want to be part of the program, what can you bring on the table, what are your motivations, why did you choose this school, what is your professional project or your student project. You also need to have a valid passport, not an ID, but a passport. If you are not from the country you are applying from, you have to prove that you have a visa or resident permit. You also need to give your transcript. So if you apply for a program taught in French, but you are from an English-speaking country, you need to translate all your documents. It means that you have to write your motivation letter in French. You have to have the translation of your transcript. But if you are coming from an English-speaking country and you want to apply to a Touch in English program, you don't need to translate anything. On the platform, you can choose, when you apply through the platform, you can choose up to 7 programs at the same time in one application, and you can choose many programs in the same school. You don't have to select 7 different schools. So if you want to apply to 3 schools at University of Lille, it's possible. You have to write a motivation letter per choice. Then we have different tools at Campus France. I put them on the chat. So again, I really insist you can check the discussion. It's not the questions window that we have in the chat. For example, you have some documents about the city. So for instance, if you want to have more information about the city of Lille, you can check on the internet and you will find it, and you can click on the link I sent you. We also have some catalogs about the programs you can study in France. For instance, we have a catalog called Taught in English. It's a catalog with all the program taught in English, and you can select some filters to find the right program for you. And we also have a catalog only for scholarships. The name is Campus Bourse. It means Campus Scholarship in French. And you can find all the scholarships you have, depending of the school you're going to, or depending of the countries you're coming from. So added to the scholarships Alexis presented, you can check with your Campus France of your country, of your French embassy, if they have some scholarship. I can talk about Ghana because I'm living in Ghana. The French embassy in Ghana each year offers around 12 scholarships for master's degrees program and PhDs program in different fields. And I'm pretty sure that your French embassy in your country is doing the same. Regarding Campus France, for the ones who don't know who is Campus France and what Campus France does, we are the French agency in charge of the student mobilities between France and the other countries. So it's mandatory to pass by us if you want to study in France, and we guide you from the beginning to the end. It means that we guide you to choose the program for you. We help you to write your CV. We give you some advice about the city, depending on what you want to do or your budget. And we continue this guidance until the visa process. We also help you to take an appointment for your visa. We help you to make you feel to apply for a visa. And I just want to add about that. Regarding the visa, if you want to study in France, you need to have a visa. It's mandatory. And what you are going to have, it's a French visa, but it's not only to go to France. It's what we call a Schengen visa. It means that if you have a visa for France, so you will be able to go to France, but you will also have the opportunity to travel all around what we call the Schengen area. It's like the European Union area. So you will be able to, if you want to do like a weekend in Spain or in Germany, you can use the same visa. You don't have to apply for another visa. I hope it's quite clear. For the visa, you have to show that you have the financial means to live in France. This is why the consulate of your country will ask you to provide the amount of 7,400 euros for the whole year. I know that it can appear quite expensive, but actually it's not. If you check the condition to go to Canada or to Germany, it's even more expensive than that. And it's not, I mean, the goal is not to, to play like the cops. It's just to verify that you can live in good condition in France. So you will have a student visa for 1 year. And if you are going for a master's degree, which will be in 2 years, when you will be in France after the first year, you can apply for what we call the resident permit for another year. And after your master's degree, you will have the opportunity to ask for staying one more year to look for a job. So it's not because you are done with your studies that you have to go back directly to your country, but you will have the opportunity to stay 1 extra year, but you have to look for a job during this year. And if you don't find any job, you will have to go back to your country. So if you need some information about what I said, but in a deeper way, I encourage you to visit the different Campus France office we have. So I put you all the phone number and the email address of each Campus France of the countries with the ones we are organizing this webinar. for Ghana, for example, we are open every day and you don't need to take any appointment to visit us. You just can walk in any time of the day and of the week. And just to ask questions is totally free. You will not have to pay anything. The only fees you will pay is at the time you will send your application to Campus France. I mean, you will do your application, and to validate the process, you will have to pay. And then Campus France will care about sending your file to the different universities. To apply on the Études en France platform, it's from the 1st of October, so the platform is already open until the 15th of December. So you can visit us. We have different staff to help you. Please don't be shy if you have some question. You can come with your parents if you want to. And we can also give you some information about how is the university structure of in France, the higher education system in France. And we can give you all the information you need to know. I think that's all for me, but I'm staying connected to the Zoom if you have some question.
Thank you, Narwen. So we will move on to the activities we are offering to international students, and Aris will talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, so in Lille, we got actually the label from Campus France. So the Welcome to France label with the 3 stars, helping us actually to develop and to improve our welcome desk. And we also create our Maison Internationale, which means actually the international house that offers you actually 2 ways to help you as an international student. So the first one is actually the help desk that is open through the whole week, helping you with your administrative procedures. So for example, to get your visa, your titre de séjour, and other papers that you will need to stay in France. And the other one is actually the welcome desk, helping you to discover the city of Lille, the region, through different social and cultural actions. So especially in the city of Lille. So to go to the, I don't know, to the opera, to go also to visit the city by bike, and actually helping you to discover not only the city, but also other French and international students. And we also actually create 2 applications that you can use on your phone. So these 2 apps facilitate integration, but also can help you to find or to get information about accommodation, about the French classes, about actually summer sessions, and also if you are a PhD, an international PhD student, so you can also get information about our access, so which is actually our center focused on helping PhD students. The city and the University of Lille is not only related to international students. You can also find some facilities if you are a student of the University of Lille, as other French students. So for example, university libraries, resources centers. You can have more than 100 sport facilities, diverse cultural activities, more than 100 student associations, and different activities through the whole year. So for example, integration days, international student year, welcome days, Mixité festival to visit and discover actually all the associations of the university, summer break, cultural sessions, and more and more. The University of Lille is actually an university that has actually at the heart of its mission this commitment and responsibility. So we develop different programs to help students or to help them actually to combat vulnerability and isolation. So helping them with different food schemes, combating unequal access to digital technology through spaces dedicated to solidarity initiatives, recycling, donations. We also have different services for disabled students, gender equality plans, support for people in exile, so through the pilot program and other programs, and also helping you for the soft mobility. So for example, we can give you a bike to move into one campus to another, but also to come and visit and discover the city. The city of Lille is actually inside a dynamic and welcoming region. As I said again, in the north of France, we are really well known because we are really good at the warm welcome, even if it's not so warm. This city actually offers you more than 100 museums and similar facilities, also international sports and cultural events. So for example, as you know, so this summer we'll host the Olympic Games in Paris and in Lille. So this is an example of what kind of activities we can have. Also, different tourist attraction scenes. The city of Lille is actually really rich on culture. So you have a variety of options for art and history. The famous Braderie de Lille, that if you don't know already, you are going to discover as soon as you arrive. So you can take a look about the city and what we offer if you go to lolille.eu. So you can find actually information about the city and all the international visitors, and also about the region, the national and international transport network that will help you actually to go to Paris just an hour, but also discover the city and other cities around.
Thank you, Iris, for speaking a little bit about the region and the city of Lille. We would like to inform you that if some of you are from Cameroon, Nigeria, or Senegal, that we will be attending some international students fairs. So next week, we will be in Cameroon, in Yaoundé and Douala. By the end of November, we will be in Nigeria, and early 2025, to be confirmed, we will be attending a fair in the Lycée Français in Senegal. So do not hesitate if you are near these cities or in this country to come and see and talk to us a little bit about your professional career you want to develop, etc. And if there is any opportunity with us at the University of Lille. So once again, I will show you on the screen the QR code you can scan to receive more information. And if you scan this QR code, at the end, you will submit the form, and it will enable us to send you the PowerPoint presentations and some of the documentation, because I see on the Q&A box that a lot of you request different kind of information. And the links toward the scholarships, the master's degree program, etc. So do not hesitate to scan this QR code in order to receive all of the information we have presented today. So we arrived at the end of the presentation. I will just let the QR code on the screen in order to let you some time to scan it. Maybe we'll take some questions in the chat or in the Q&A. I've seen a candidate from Rwanda talking about not seeing the country in the list.
Exactly. So if you are from a country which is not following the Campus France procedure, you have to go to your French embassy, the French embassy in your country, to take the information and all the application papers in the real life. It means that actually your country doesn't follow the procedure, which is not a problem. You can also apply, but you have to see that with the French embassy. I also saw a lot of questions related to scholarships. We present actually the programs that have scholarships. For the rest of them, for all the programs at the University of Lille, there are so many programs at the university, so we are not able actually to present you all the information. So just to know that if the programs that you are looking for were not actually in the list of programs proposing scholarships, it means that there is any scholarships. But once again, that is also the aim of the presence of Nolwenn, maybe through Campus France. So we talk about the France Excellence scholarships and other kind actually maybe of scholarships that you can ask for your country, or also from the French government. So at the University of Lille, the only ones that we have, so were those presented, but they are not all the programs proposed at the university. So take a look on the website, because actually our tuition fees are really low compared to another university, especially on master degrees. So please take a look to discover all other programs. There were also questions related to medical studies, law studies, and human and social sciences programs. Most of them, they are in French. And for most of them, especially in law, medical studies, and human and social science, like languages, the level that you're going to be asked will be between B2 or C1 in some master degrees.
And also to answer some questions about the health medicines programs we have. So as Aurélie said, you need to have like B2 or C1 in French. And I wouldn't give you some hope about pursuing medicine at the University of Lille, for example, because you will be in competition with all of the French students coming from high school, speaking with perfect French. We do not have a lot of places following the first year of the medicine study. It's a national and an exam at the end of the first year in medicine. And like 1% of all of the students at the University of Lille in the medicine area succeed at the end of the first year. So if you do not speak a perfect fluent French, it's not even imaginable for you to apply for first year of licence in medicine. So I insist, but you need to speak a perfect French if you want to realize a medicine program or law study program.
Exactly. There is a question related to exchanges. So Alexis said that at the beginning, maybe you were not here, don't worry. We're actually presenting all the programs that allows you to get a diploma at the University of Lille. So if you want to make an exchange program because it's possible, or because there is an agreement between your university in Africa and the University of Lille, you have to contact first your international office at your home university, and then actually they are going to propose you to come to Lille. So it's not actually the university, the partner university that you contact first. You have to see your home university before actually coming and participating in the exchange program.
I've seen a question also, and maybe we did not talk about it, but in France and at the University of Lille, the courses begins in September each year to finish in July. The next year. So, for example, it's not possible to start in January, March, or April a degree. You need to start in September, except for the French courses we have, because it's more flexible and you can start either in September or January, depending if you realize the complete year or one of the 2 semesters.
There is also questions related to programs of architecture and landscape design. So at the University of Lille, we also have faculties, but schools inside the university. So the school actually of architecture and landscape is part of the University of Lille, but they have actually its own procedure for application. So I will answer to your question, and I will give you actually the name of these schools so you can actually take a look on the website. It is possible that actually most of the programs are once again in French, but there are some programs that they are open to international students in English.
So maybe the 1 or 2 question more, and the rest we will invite you to fill in the form. You have a dedicated section to ask us anything, and we'll get back to you in the days to come. For example, the bachelor, like 99% of our bachelors are taught in French because they are designed for French students coming from the high school here in France. So we do not have complete programs taught in French, but only in master's degree. That means that we have English courses during, for example, in bachelor in economics, but you need to have a certification in French and also in English, because it will be like 2 or 3 hours of courses taught in English, but the rest of them will be in French. But we do not have a complete bachelor in English. Maybe the last question. The list of all master's bachelors are available on the catalog. You will receive the PowerPoint presentation and can flash the QR code, because we have a lot of programs. So do not hesitate to scan this QR code. Maybe what did you want to answer?
No, just actually someone asking if we are going to share the video with you. So we are going to send actually the PowerPoint presentation, and I think that would be the Campus France team that will do something with the presentation. I mean, the video, the record for the presentation, but in the PowerPoint you will have actually all the information that we gave you through this webinar. So maybe to end, so thank you again actually for coming. You were actually almost 100 people connected, so we are really happy actually to have you here. Sorry for those who were expecting actually the presentation in French. It's really good actually to you because you speak already French. For those who are not speaking French, I mean, yet, so you have the time to prepare not only your candidature, but also your application, but also your level of French. But we are here actually to welcome you, even if you are not all the time on this webinar. So we are expecting actually to have more questions and information actually about the university.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you once again, Lorraine, for all the information and for co-organizing with other Campus France agencies in Africa, in some of the countries, in speaking English countries. And so thank you, everyone. And do not hesitate to contact us via the form, send us all of the questions. Do not hesitate to go to the Campus France agencies in your country to receive more information about not only the University of Lille programs, but French higher institutions in general, and to get to know more about the possibilities of scholarships in new countries. And we hope that the information we gave you was useful, and we hope to see you in Lille in the years to come. So thank you, everybody, and have a nice evening in your country, and see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.